You want to talk about a bloke that absolutely shone in 2024. He is the reigning Supercars champion, but we've mentioned numerous times every time he's been on the driver's seat, he's also a TCR champion. He's also a Toyota 86 champion. He's a Formula 4 champion. And I'm pretty sure if you could race wheelie bins nationally, he'd probably win that championship as well. But please welcome back to the driver's seat, the one and only Will Brown. Will, how are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks for having me on again.
Now, mate, you have just started off the year with winning ways. I mean, you took the New Zealand Grand Prix at Highlands last week. You and Brock and local lad Zach Schooler looked to be the ones to watch, but mate, you got the chocolates. Not only that, you made history as well.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I went over to race in the CT Frock series over there for 3 rounds, trying to win the New Zealand Grand Prix, and to have won that is really cool. And yeah, it's I'm the first Aussie in 50 years to win the New Zealand Grand Prix, which is pretty surreal. But yeah, it was just a great time to go over there. You know, there's not much racing going on in Australia, so able to prepare myself again for this season by doing more racing.
Well, mate, we've caught you during a very jam-packed media day, and it's the countdown towards opening round at SMP next weekend. You hit the ground running last year with a win in your first round in Red Bull Ampol colours at the Mount Panorama 500 or the Bathurst 500, whichever one that was called. And are you pretty pleased that the season kicks off for your title defence at a track that you know pretty well? I mean, you and SMP, you go way back, and some great memories there.
Yeah, definitely have some great memories at SMP. I won my first race there in Supercars, so that was really cool. But yeah, I'm not sure. You know, like for me, I wouldn't mind what track it kicked off at this year, but I think I'm excited that it's a night race, quite a big opening round, something a little bit different for our opener to the Supercars Championship. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But it really all the points reset. It's the same as last year. You go out there, you try and win races, and you try and be the most consistent car. So nothing really changes going into this year.
I'll stop you there because something very big changes going into this year because we've got the finals. It's the biggest shake-up of the year. And I was having a look at the top 10 just a little bit earlier, and the names there, like Chaz, Cam Waters, Matty Payne, Nick Percat, Will Davo, Andre Heimgartner, Thomas Randall, Jimmy Golding, all of these guys finished in the top 10 last year. And aside from the last two, all of these are proven race winners as well. Does that kind of change your mindset now that, you don't really have the luxury of a points buffer, and do you have to change the way that you drive or go about it?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Obviously, the way the final systems work is going to make it harder. I felt like we were the most consistent car throughout last year, but really that doesn't matter when it comes to the last round. It's whichever one of the four cars in the final round wins that round, wins the championship pretty much. So yeah, a lot of change around that. But for myself, it's just about making sure we have the best car, that I'm driving the best I can, and we're going out there to try and back up a championship. And even if that's with the points change, that's our goal this year, is to try and win another championship, and we'd love to win Bathurst.
Well, it's the championship split into three. You got the Sprint Cup, the Enduros, then the finals, of course. And we know you'll be right for the sprint round, mate. But you're back with Scotty Pye in the Enduros, and he's been a sensational pickup for you guys as a co-driver so far. I mean, are you looking forward to sharing a drink straw with him again come the Enduros?
I don't think I share a drink straw with him, to be honest. I try and have our own, but yeah, no, looking forward to that. Scott did an amazing job last year. I knew he would. He's come off a full main game seasons. He was fast even when he was driving as a main driver. So we knew getting him would be a massive bonus for me throughout the year. And, winning the Sandown 500 with Scott straight up. And then, we got on the podium at Bathurst. We just weren't fast enough, got third. But, he's as hungry as ever. I know all he wants to do in his career is win Bathurst. So hopefully I can, help him do that, and we can help each other win that event. But yeah, I couldn't have anyone better.
Yeah. Well, now, heavy is the crown, mate. And I know that, look, I mentioned at the top of the interview that, you've had multiple national championships before, but comparing all of that to, the Supercars crown, and you're quite lucky to having, a boss like J-Dub, a bloke that's done it 7 times and been in such an environment that, knows how success works. Have you managed to cope with the added responsibilities and, more appearances and things like that, that comes with wearing the number one on the side of the door?
Yeah, it was a busy end of last year, obviously, after winning the championship. Had a lot of media while trying to celebrate as well. So there was a few days with sore heads, that's for sure, after it. But No, I pretty much had a little bit of celebration. I was back working at home, and then yeah, literally on the 4th of January, I flew out for these New Zealand rounds. So to be honest, it hasn't been like normal years where we get the sort of 2.5 months off. I had about 3 weeks and then straight back into it. But wouldn't want it any other way. It's been cool, but yeah, just looking forward to 2025 and trying to back it up.
You talk about a bit of time off the track. You also had quite a bit of an accolade. You managed to get the keys to the city of your hometown of Toowoomba. Now, I've lived in a country town, Horsham, in Victoria, and I know that anytime someone from Horsham has a bit of success, be it worldwide or nationally, the entire town sort of lifts with it. What was that honor for you? Like, I know it sounds to anyone that's never lived in a small town or, a regional city, that, oh, you get the keys to the city or something like that. But how much of an honor was it for you and for the family when you actually were given that sort of title?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I've always based myself out of Toowoomba, and I still live there and really enjoy living there. So, when the mayor came up to me I actually brought my championship winning supercar up the weekend after Adelaide to show off to the, people in Toowoomba. It was free if they wanted to come out. And the mayor came up to me at that event and said, we'd like to give you the keys to the city, which I thought that was a bit of a piss take, to be honest. I didn't know you could actually get the keys to the city. So that was cool. It was great to be presented with them early this year. And yeah, it's a cool thing to receive in your hometown.
It sounds like it, mate. No one has been able to give me anything going back to Horsham yet, so hopefully I can still strive for that. But mate, before I let you go, because I know you got a big day commitments, it wouldn't be an interview with a supercars driver if we didn't ask the question that all of you get, and that is, we saw you in NASCAR last year. Is any aspirations overseas? Are you going to try get a couple of extra drives if it can fit in your schedule? Maybe a bit of GT stuff, a Le Mans, well, maybe not a Le Mans, but you know what I mean? Like anything that's on the driving bucket list that you think, yeah, wouldn't mind having a crack at that if I could squeeze it in the schedule.
Oh, I'm always looking at driving things. Obviously, look, I've already been racing in New Zealand, done the 12-hour. I'd love to fit as much racing in as I can, and hopefully that involves some NASCAR. Potentially, I'd love to do some GT races overseas as well after doing the 12-hour. But it's just working out what fits into my calendar and what opportunities come my way. But pretty much, I don't say no to much. So I'll be keen to do a few more events this year.
You hear that? If everyone's got a spare seat, he is keen. So you can forward all the requests via Red Bull Ampol Racing. But, Will, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. Go well at SMP next week. Thanks so much for taking a bit of time out of your busy schedule to chat with us here on the driver's seat. And hopefully we'll see you trackside.
Cheers. Thank you.